Hey, so do you struggle with making decisions? Maybe you're the kind of person who just puts it off until the very last second and then makes a snap decision and just goes with it. Or maybe you're the kind of person who spends a lot of time trying to figure it out, researching, getting input from other people, and yet in the end it's still really a struggle to finally make the decision. Yeah, it's so frustrating, right? And there are lots of pieces of this stored complex trauma called learned distress that can make decision making difficult. So, learned distress is the feeling you absorbed early in life that there's something wrong with you just being yourself. And your brain also developed a survival mechanism early in life to help you manage learned distress and fit well within your family. And so, one piece of learned distress that can make decision making so hard is the feeling that you just don't have it in you to know how to make the best decision, to know what's right for you, what's best for you. And people with this piece of learned distress often have the survival mechanism that says, well, I can't know within myself, so I'm going to have to go outside. I'm going to have to seek other people's input. I'm going to have to search out their rules and conform to them. I'm going to have to rely on someone else's knowledge. Basically, I'm going to have to outsource my decision making, right? And so the cool thing is that you can remove layers of learned distress, and that can make decision making so much easier. Because when you remove learned distress, your core well-being that says you do know what's right for you can expand and take the place that learned distress was sitting, and can make decision making so much easier. So here's what this can look like. So I had a client who really struggled in this way, and she had unlearned a bunch of learned distress, came to me and said, decision making's gotten a lot easier. For instance, the other day I got a flyer in the mail that said, our city started a composting program, and instead of spending a lot of time on it, I just thought, it's $12 more a month. This is a total no-brainer. I'm going to get the compost cart. And I said, was that different? And she said, oh yeah, I would have sat down with my husband and we would have had to talk it through, and I would have still thought a lot about it and researched a lot about it, but it really was a no-brainer, and I love having the compost cart. And she said, and then the other night, my husband and son, I asked them if they wanted to go for a walk after dinner, and they didn't really want to go, and I thought, well, you know what? I want to go. I'm going for a walk. And she said, normally I would have had to get their buy-in and have them go with me, but I just went for a walk by myself, and it was great. And so she said this was so different, and it felt spontaneous to her to make decisions so easily, instead of, we didn't ever sit down and say, okay, here's your 5-step process that you're going to use every time you come to a decision now, and here's how you're going to do that. It was really just easy and spontaneous. And that really is the hallmark of removing layers of learned distress, that just things become easier automatically, like it becomes your new normal for things to be easy like that. So if you're somebody who's struggled with decision making, or maybe you're the person who someone's coming to all the time saying, please, please help me make a decision, I hope this helps you understand better what's going on there, why it can be so hard, and how different it really can be, how much this really can change. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again next time out here in nature. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.